tonight. This is Tea Talks with Chelsey Johnston. That is me, your host, Chelsey Johnston, and I am excited to be here with you all tonight. It's just such a good weekend, and I'll tell you why. Because yesterday was my birthday. So I had a really good weekend full of family, full of an escape the room we did, and then ended it with watching the Broadway Cats with my sister-in-law. If you have not seen it, oh my goodness. Like you connect, I'm a musical connection kind of person, and I connected so much to the music. It was so beautiful. The songs and everything. If you don't know what Cats, the Broadway show Cats is, please do yourself a favor and check it out. It's so good. But tonight, we're not talking about cats. No, we're not going to talk about my birthday, although it was yesterday. We are going to talk about, we're going to talk with a good friend of mine, Melissa Baker Nguyen. And I just love this woman. She's so creative, so intuitive, so down to earth too. And I just love everything about her and all that she does. And you're going to get to know her process about publishing, a process about illustrating, writing her own book, children's books as well. She's just super creative. And if this speaks to you, and even if you know somebody that this probably would speak to, you have this book inside of your heart that you've been wanting to write, or you have this children's book idea that you've been wanting to create and you don't know where to start, this is for you tonight, because we're going to talk about illustrations. We're going to talk about the process from start to end. We're going to talk about what it even does for ourselves, just, like emotions and fears and all of the wonderfulness that comes when you start to birth this passion that's within you. You birth it and it becomes real. That's what we're going to talk about. And we're also going to talk about what it's like doing this whole process with God guiding us the whole way. So, you know what? This is a good one. Of course, Tea Talks always comes with your cup of tea. And I got this really cute little hummingbird thingy. I forget what these are called. Oh my goodness. It's through the tip of my tongue. What is this called? It's diffuser. It's a diffuser. This is my hummingbird diffuser. I love the color. It goes with everything. See? Anyways, tonight I'm going to let you know what I am drinking. It's from David's Tea. I love David's Tea. And it is, oh boy, that is yellow. Oh man, I don't think you could see that. Wait, let me do the professional. Do you see it? Oh, you do. Oh, it worked. Look at that. It worked. Rainbow. Oh my. Okay. Rainbow lemonade. That is what I am actually drinking tonight. Rainbow. Let's see if it's pretty lime. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet, but we're going to try this together. And I'll let you know. It's, actually, I like it. Ooh. It's non-caffeinated. Okay, so I've been on this little journey of caffeinated, non-caffeinated. I don't drink coffee, and I've always thought that coffee was the only thing that was caffeinated because, I don't know, they started with a C. I have no idea. Anyways, tea is actually full of caffeine as well, and I wasn't sure. I had no idea. And so, oh, thank you so much. I see happy birthday signs. Oh, thank you guys. Yay. Thank you. So yes. However, I am also on a journey of trying to lose weight, trying to get fit, trying to be healthy, trying to, discover what's going on with my organs on the inside, because, healing on the outside is also good. And I don't mean like skin and hair, but that is part of it. But I mean our whole character, how we treat people, how we want to be treated. That's healing as well. But I want to heal my insides, like my actual physical organs. So non-caffeinated tea for tonight. It's wonderful. It's fruity. It's rainbowy. It's lemonade-y. I love it. Tonight, like I said, if you've missed out, I have my friend Melissa Baker Nguyen on tonight. And I love this comment, Jenny Lee. Oh, just sent this to my mama. She wrote a book in 2019, right before COVID hit, and it didn't go as planned because of this pandemic. I think this will encourage her. I hope this does encourage her. I really do. Let me tell you something. I wrote my second children's book that Melissa illustrated for me. It's beautiful. And during pandemic. And I thought that things were going to calm down. I thought it was going to do this big, huge boom. But instead, I used what was available to me, which was online. And we did a launch party online. And that's how I got the book out there. And then ever since then, I've been talking about it to many of my friends. We built a website. It's just, it's a process. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, the process of publishing, illustration, and writing, and your passions. How do you birth something? So I hope that you guys are going to share this broadcast. I hope you're going to enjoy this broadcast. I hope you get something out of it. But first, I want to let you know March 26th is the next ladies revival night that we have, where it's a panel of ladies where we get to minister to you. We pray for you. We give you an encouraging word, and we share the gospel. We share what it was like for us to receive Jesus Christ in our hearts for the first time as well, in a real practical way. And so I just want to give you a little clip, a preview of what March 26th could look like. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's E-Revival Night. Hello, Melissa.
Hello.
How's it going tonight?
Very well, thank you. I was giggling back here when you were showing us your tea. And I thought, oh, maybe I get to show mine too. Except I'm just drinking boring old Bengal spice.
Bengal spice. See, that's not boring to me because I actually never heard about it.
It's like a celestial seasonings, like a celestial seasonings.
Celestial.
Do you know that company? Celestial, yeah. That one.
Yeah,
anyways.
that one.
From the grocery store.
All right. I'm going to have to check it out. And is it spicy because of the word spice in it?
Yes, but it's not heat spicy. It's just got spices in it.
Okay.
It's quite lovely.
Is it caffeinated?
No, because I only drink caffeine in the mornings. One cup of coffee that's caffeinated. It's a giant cup of coffee, but I drink one. And then if there's any left over in my French press, I drink whatever's left over in my French press. And then the rest of the day, I'm a decaf girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Water and decaffeinated.
Water,
Yep. It's how it's going to happen. So let me tell you. So Melissa, I know you, and
yes.
Maybe people here, maybe some do know you, but I'm not sure if everyone knows you. And so I want to give you the opportunity to do the who, the what, the where question. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself.
This is a loaded question because how exactly do you wrap up a human being in like 12 seconds?
You have more.
So who am I? Well, my name's Melissa. I've been married for 20 years to Zui. We have a puppy named Nash. We live in Perth, Ontario, Canada, and love it. It's a teeny tiny little town, but it looks like a Hallmark movie. It's wonderful. I am just like a real live human. I actually just changed on my Instagram. I had like author illustrator, which I'm an author illustrator. But I just needed to just be a human. I'm just me, a little bit of everything. I've been a little artist since the day I could carry a pen and pencil. My mom has pictures of me sitting drawing at her desk when I was really little. So I've always been into the creative life and into art. But I grew up as a pastor's kid. I love all of the stereotypes that people will think when they think of you growing up as a pastor's kid. I was a good kid. I was a really good kid. I had a bad attitude sometimes, but generally I was a pretty good kid. We moved around a lot when I was younger. My dad was like a church planter, so we started churches, and we would move and start a church and move and start a church. And so my sister and I were best friends. We still are. Yeah. And so I don't know, where do I go from there? What else can I tell you about this real live human?
Right? I love that you said that. Because it's true though, because that's how I introduced you, is that you're down to earth. You don't demand your clients that you meet to be this prestige or have a standard. But I feel when you were working with me, you called me higher to the best that I could.
Yeah.
And I think that makes you that professional, author, illustrator, graphic designer, the whole, house that you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really try to meet the people that I work with, just right where they are. And that's something that's really important to me, that I can help their dream come true. We need each other to make it work. And I want you to have the best possible that you can do. And I want to give the best possible that I can do. So it's really interesting that you said that, because that made me feel really good.
Good. I'm glad. It's true though. Like, I became a better author because of all of the things that you were like, what about this? And what about that? And you made me think outside of the box that I thought things were going to work out. And you were like, no, hang on. And I liked that. I liked the honesty and the vulnerability and just the
I hope I did it nicely.
Very. Okay. I'm still your friend. I wouldn't do this. No, I'm joking.
I hope I was kind and gentle.
Very. Yes. All in love. People, all in love. You have to talk to people in love. If you're, a business owner, or if you write books, you still have to do it in love. You want people to like your book that you're writing. So advertise in love. Market yourself in love. Don't pressure, don't push. Just, hey, that's my advice. I want you to show us some of your work, because I know that we're talking more about like what you do, and we're talking about illustration, and people are like, oh, I want to see what you do, because someone Googled you, by the way.
Oh, okay, great. I'm there.
Yeah, they Googled you and they said they want to see more about your dog.
Oh, and see, I kicked him out. He usually sits on my desk. But the problem is I can't guarantee he's not going to bark. And so he's out with Zooey, and my dog is wonderful. Nash is the greatest little thing. Well, how about I start with these two beautiful pieces of art? So these are actually Chelsey's books, if you don't know. And they're the Chico and Chubbs series. And we have 2 done and a 3rd one on the way at some point.
Yes, it is.
And I love these guys. I'm deathly allergic to guinea pigs. And so
I had no idea when I asked her to draw these guinea pigs that she was deathly allergic to guinea pigs.
Deathly allergic, but I just kind of fell in love with them. And now I look at them online all the time. And every time, I follow people on Instagram who have guinea pigs because they're so sweet and they make the cutest sounds.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So these are Chelsey's books. A few of the other books that I've worked on, actually my very first book I did it while I was living in Vietnam, called Aya and Bobby Discover Vietnam. And Chelsey had asked me one time if I'm going to skip it and I'm going to answer a question that you asked me. If I ever learned more from somebody I worked with than I gave out. And I will tell you, working with Christina, she is amazing in everything she does, but she helped me grow, and she's the catalyst for everything else that I've done, because she stood there and she said, no, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm like, I don't think I can. I'm not sure. No, you can do it. So she was my cheerleader.
That's cool.
A few other books. My Sheep Won't Sleep. This is my own personal book. And Home, which is also my own personal book and one of my favorite stories. And then I worked on Bonima and Fredpa's Big Family. This is about a couple actually that lives pretty close to here who are philanthropists, and they have a nonprofit organization, and they have schools in India and Nepal and India. Nepal. I should reread my book. I would know if I reread my book.
Does it say in there?
Yeah, actually, there's a whole map in here of where they are. Oh, India and Nepal. So yes, and Bangladesh. And I recently worked with a guy named Mark Selvage and his life coach and writing partner, and they wrote a book about brain safety. He had a brain injury when he was young, and so this is a book on brain safety, and it's called My Jelly Brain, and it's interesting. It's just about a little brain, a little boy in his brain. Wow. So it's really fun.
That is so neat.
Those are a few of my books that I've written and I've illustrated, and a couple that I've written. So that's some of my work.
I love it though, because it's not just in one lane. It's a broad. It's not just animals or just people. You've really been able to kind of spread yourself throughout the whole thing, you know, and also for causes that are awesome too, like you know, My Jelly Brain, and then the man and wife one. That's just yeah. I
really try to work on projects that speak to me, something that I feel is of value and importance. Everybody's story is of value and importance. I just want to say that first. Everybody's story has value, and everybody who has a story in them and has a doubt of, well, it's already been done. No, it hasn't. Do it anyway. Well, I don't need to. There's one that's like this. No, there isn't. Yours is different. But I just feel like I can't. Yes, you can. You just need to. And so when I come across people who have this desire, it's very exciting to partner with them and work with them on that process.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Wow. I love that you said that, because I always have said that this is how God spoke to me when he told me to pick up your laptop and start writing. And I'm just like, well, nobody needs another vlog log person, you know? And he's just like, you need to just start writing. And I'm just like, well, God, I don't understand why. And he's just like, because you're an expression of me that nobody else is, that people need.
Yeah.
And so I love that you said that, because it's true. Like, people, if you're listening to this, just understand what Melissa said. Your story is important and valuable, and it's not like anybody else's. It will never be like anybody else's either. And so if you have something that you want to share, do it. Even if it's imperfect, do it, because eventually it gets to be perfect. Like, it's just so key. And so when you're working with a client, what can you run us through the process of from like start to beginning, what that looks like?
Okay. Yes. So first of all, I like to read the story. And do you want my process or the process? Okay. So my process. So I will get the story, and I will do a quick read through with my pencil. So, and I will kind of like circle things and jot things down. And often there will be little like sketches in the sides of what I'm kind of seeing as I'm reading through this. And then I decide if I want to do it, because I don't always want to do everything. Sometimes you have to say no in order to say yes to other things. So, so I'll go through it and I'll do some sketches, and then I will, once we've decided that we're going to go ahead, I'll do a lot of sketches on paper, and then I will do like a miniature storyboard so I can get the flow of what the story looks like. And if you don't know what a storyboard looks like, it's very simple. Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry. And my storyboards are, I was just seeing if I had one really close. They're super, super simple. It's just like a page of boxes. And I go through all like 32 pages, and I kind of jot down what I think I want to do. And Chelsey will know from experience that I don't give much detail.
Yep.
And you'll look at it and there will be like a circle, and it'll be like, this is going to be where he is. And this is going to, and you're like, okay. And Chelsey,
where's the guinea pig?
She just trusted me.
I did.
And then I work digitally now. So all of my work is all digital. And so then I will take my sketches onto my iPad, and I will sit down and I will refine them, and I'll send sketches and be like, okay, would you like how this is going? What do you think of this? And once I get one okay, it's like I go radio silent pretty much. And I just go draw, kind of get it through, and then be like, ooh, maybe I should have been in closer contact. I'm working on that, Chelsey. I really am. I'm working on that. Closer contact, and sending sketches back and forth, and having people say, yes, I love this, or, ooh, it's not quite right. And then we do all of the layout and cover and all of the hard stuff.
Yeah.
The drawing is the font choices. Yes, that's always a big one. Yeah, it's a really fun process, and it takes a lot of time. Like drawing images and full spreads and stuff like that. They take a lot of time, and they take a lot of energy. And so actually this past week on my rest day on Thursday, I was literally like laying on the ground, because I was just laying in my living room. Like it was my rest day from the gym, but it was also, I was like, well, it's a rest day, so I'm just going to really take it to the max.
Floor.
I just like let everything rest. My brain, I'm working on some projects with a publisher, and so there's a lot going on, and I just needed to rest. So it takes a lot of energy, but also when you get into it and create and sit there, and it just comes, it's really, really fun.
Yeah. When you see the work like come all together, you know, and then you see that last proof, it's like, oh my goodness, like we did a thing.
We did
that
a thing.
feeling. Yeah, we did a thing.
Yeah. And it's really exciting.
It is. And then you get to say like, done, like this is done. And I don't know about you, but when I published that very first one, it's like this, oh my goodness, this is happening, tell everybody, launch party, all this stuff. And then you get it out there, and then it's like this silence, almost like this surreal silence that happens. And you're like, what did I just do? And now what?
And you kind of wait, because like you said before, it's like an offering to the world, right? You're giving a piece of yourself to the world, and you're hoping that the world will accept it and love it as much as you do. And it's a piece of you. It doesn't matter if it's about guinea pigs. It doesn't matter if it's about a little girl. It doesn't matter if it's about sheep. It's a piece of you. It's like something that you've created. It's like this little tiny baby that you're handing out to the world, and you're hoping everyone loves it. And you know what? The reality is 33% of people will like it. 33% of people won't like it. And 33% of people won't care. So do it anyway.
That's right.
It's like,
do it anyway.
Yes. And those 33% of people who love it. And they are louder than all the rest. Because the other people that don't care, that don't like it, they don't say that. That's up to them. Like, that's personal. They leave that. Generally, you won't get comments and stuff like that. But the people who love it, they share it with their friends, they share it with their family, they take it to their kids' schools, they read it in their classrooms, they read it at the library, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah, it does. And then you hear about it later on and you're like, oh, that's so cool. I had no idea you knew that. Oh, so yeah, I liked how people were like commenting and saying like, oh yeah, do it anyways. I mean, even Jane, she's been wanting to write a book. She is writing a book, but it's taking a long process. So are you able to answer that question? Like, what do you do when it's taking a long time? How do you kick that up?
Is it a children's book?
I'm not sure. She's just saying I'm writing a book.
Okay, well, it does take it is a long process. Even illustrating is a really long process, and writing is a long process. I have had I'm writing a book for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And you go to it and you come back, and you go to it and you come back. And then other books, like I'm working on my third book currently, and they seem to happen very quickly sometimes for specific stories for me. And it's probably because I have all of the illustrations that kind of happen in my head, and I have the story, and my stories are very simple. Like, I know if you're writing a book, it's like 40,000 words. My book has 142 words. Like, I mean, it's like, it's quite limited. It's not like, I have a great vocabulary. I just don't use it all. In my books, I use it all in life. I talk a lot. So I think the thing is, carve out time. So I have to be really kind of consistent with my time. I have to carve out the time to actually do it. And sometimes it's just literally staring at my blank iPad, but I make myself do it for a specific amount of time. Sometimes it's just that first word. It's the first word of the day. Give yourself, okay, today I'm going to write 10 words. Tomorrow, if you write those 10 words and you go back tomorrow and you erase those 10 words, that's okay too. But write the 10 words. So find a rhythm in consistency. Consistency is very key in any creative
project or anything.
Yeah. It's really, really important that you go to it. And if you have a full-time job and you are working, and this is like your passion project, you may not have 7 hours a day to sit in front of the computer and write, but you can probably carve out 15 minutes. And if you sit for 15 minutes and you actually, maybe you come home and it's after supper and the kids are asleep and you've got like an hour or two before you go to bed, I'm going to write for 15 minutes. Sit down and write. And that 15 minutes will often turn into, oh my goodness, it's like past bedtime. I've got to go. Like, I have work tomorrow. So you'll get into it, but it takes consistency. It takes doing. You have to do it. So execution beats talent every day.
Come on. That's good. I'm actually taking notes because, Melissa, as you know, my third book I've been talking about for 1.5 years now.
Get on it.
And my illustrator's like waiting for me.
I'm good.
I know.
It's done. I'll text you. I'll remind you. So where are we at? Word what? Word 147? Come on.
What's happening here? So for Maria, because I read your post here and it says, I began writing my testimony last year and got over 20,000 words, got discouraged and stopped. So yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. To get discouraged is very natural. That happens. We go through ebbs and flows in life, and you don't always feel that passionate about something that started off like a huge flame and now it's just like coals. It's still a little warm. It's still too hot to touch. But to fan those flames again, it's that consistency. It's just start little by little. Take that 15 minutes. Yeah. If I could encourage you to take that 15 minutes a day, reread your testimony, or like reread through it and see where God leads you in that. And or reread the last line and pick up from there. Like
That's so good.
You can jump in. It's yours.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Sometimes we have these expectations of ourselves. If something isn't going well, it's okay to stop. It's okay to be done.
I think that's hard though, because not that I mean, I've done that many a times, but it is hard to just say, I think this chapter is closed right now because like no pun intended, just because it's like, if I'm not getting anywhere, but there may be somewhere else I'm needed or wanted, or I could use these gifts that I have in this area, then hold, pause, on the shelf. Yeah. Let's do this. And that's exactly what I did, because I wrote a devotional book before I published the children's book. And God had told me, put the devotional book on the shelf and write the children's books and go forward from there. So it's still on the shelf. And do you know what it's about? Do you know what it's called? It's called Just Start.
I love it.
Okay. Thanks,
I'll
God.
order my copy now.
I have to get it off the shelf first and dust it off a little bit. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. This is so good.
But maybe your Just Start that's on the shelf actually got you to just start Chico and Chubbs and complete the Chico and Chubbs and then just start the next one.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's really important. And one of my words for the year is no. I have 2 words for the year. One is no, and one is fun. That is not no fun. It is no period, one word, fun period, the next word. And I am doing both. I'm saying no to certain things so I can say yes to other things. And sometimes even I have to say no to myself. I want to go this way. No. Now is not the time. We need to focus on this. And so, and then consistency comes into play and fun. Heck, and take time for fun.
So what do you do for fun?
Well, okay. So we went on a date night the other night. On Saturday night. We went to Costco because Costco is always a good place to start your date night.
You get a free supper.
And then we went, because you're going to be broke after Costco. And then we went to Extreme Trampoline. And we jumped. And we jumped. And we jumped. And today I'm on injury watch from. So Thursdays are my rest day from the gym. I go all the other days. I really love it. Thursdays are my rest day. However, yesterday I did go, and it was very painful. And I thought, oh, this is not good. And Zui's like, you need to take a rest. I was like, I don't know. I don't really want to. I really want to go. And he's like, you need to stop. Like, take a rest. So I have 2 days. So I'm resting today and I'm resting tomorrow because my knee is no longer an 18-year-old knee. It's like a 43-year-old knee. And it's kind of like screaming, lady, what were you thinking? I didn't even think about it. Like, you just jump. It's so much fun. You laugh, you hoot, you holler. First of all, you have to run to the bathroom way more times than you used to when you were 18, just to be clear. And second of all, the following day, I had to stretch out afterwards. I got home, my calf muscles, I had to stretch. I had to, honestly, and I thought, okay, I got the stretching done. My calves are going to be so sore. I hobbled to church. Our church is like just like a block up the street. So we walked to church, and I must have looked like I was 75 years old, hobbling up the street to church. Had to like rest my knee on the pew.
Oh no.
Goodness. Yeah. So.
Wow. I mean, the things that you'll do for love, right?
For love and fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun though.
I saw some of your Instagram stories and I saw you and Zui jumping around. And what I thought was funny is that every jump you were doing slow-mo happy jumps. And then the one that Zui was doing is that he jumped really high and then did this small little flip and then just laid there. And I thought that was so funny.
He's definitely more like aggressive when it comes to doing stuff. He's like, here, let me throw you. Let's just see how you land. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I will break. No. I kept telling him, I'm not 20 anymore. You can't just throw me on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Now your knees are telling you too. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What? So, like, when we're talking about doing all this fun, right? Does that inspire you to get back into the office and do your projects?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you take time to rest and have fun, it clears your brain too. And by going and doing something, it allows me to, we have photos, but I wasn't on Instagram while I was there. I put things on Instagram later.
Yeah.
But I wasn't online. We were just taking photos and videos. Zui and I, we print a photo album every year. And so we always try to make sure we get good photos of the things that we do throughout the year. The last couple of years, it's just been tons of selfies because it's been pandemic. So, but this year we were kind of like, yeah, no, pandemic or not, we're gonna live. And so we take a lot of photos, and being able to disconnect from the social media. I watched a lot of people who were there watching their children. Like they weren't jumping. They were there with their kids who were jumping, and they were all on their phones. Mm-hmm. And I just kept thinking, like, it's only getting worse. We're only getting more addicted to phones. We're only getting more into social media. It's where we're getting our news. It's where we're getting our inspiration, or it's where we're getting discouraged.
Yeah.
So I have a trampoline back there. It's the blue thing right there.
Okay. It's the small circle.
The small circle, not those circles, the other two. And I find sometimes I will end up getting, I'll be scrolling through Instagram because I'm quite active on Instagram and I'm posting stories and I'm posting videos and my energy level will just start dropping and I will just start feeling heavy. And I have to say, put your phone down, get upstairs and do a few jumps because motion changes emotion. Get moving, do something different, and then get to work. And then do something with your hands. Be creative. So I also take a lot of classes. I do courses and stuff like that to keep up with my illustration, but I also started, I wish I could blame the Band-Aids on my fingers on the stained glass class that I'm taking, but I can't. Because that is also very creative and it's totally out of what I do, but it's a creative outlet. I'm learning something new. And again, I'm not on my phone.
Yeah.
And
that is so key.
I'm finding that the phone is one of the most difficult things to disengage from. Yeah. And as a creative, it's the one thing that will drain my energy like that.
Yeah.
Drain my creativity, drain my joie de vivre, just very quickly. And they're so interconnected with our lives.
Yeah.
Somebody
it's crazy.
Recently asked on Facebook, like if you were going to get rid of, you could get rid of fitness, your cell phone, coffee, or animals or something like that. And I was like, immediately cell phone.
Cell phone.
Get rid of my cell phone. Immediately.
Hands down.
Like, even if I drink decaf coffee, I would still keep coffee over my cell phone.
Yeah.
Just immediately get rid of that. That would be the one thing that would go.
The thing about social media, for a creative person, because I'm creative too, and I'm
Yes,
sure
you
a lot
are.
of people who are watching are creative people as well. Instagram, social media, all that stuff, whatever falls into that bracket. Yes, I use it for promotion. I use it for marketing. I use it
Yeah.
for, connecting, things like that. But when I'm just scrolling and doing whatever, that definitely kills my creativity. And the thing that sucks is that it's full of other people's ideas that
Yes.
gets recycled and recycled and recycled.
Yeah.
God did not create us to create recycled ideas. God created us to be the strategic people who have the answers, who have the solutions to problems in the nations, to problems in schools, to problems in
Yeah.
everything possible. He has the strategies. And if we're constantly using other people's ideas or strategies, we're not really benefiting what he's given us.
No.
So I 100% agree with what you're saying.
And when I find myself scrolling, I have to kind of be like, when you were little and your mother was like, "Get off the phone."
Yeah. That never happened with me. It was like, get off your beeper.
We had like landlines. Melissa, get off the phone. We've been on the phone. Get off the phone.
I actually never had a beeper. I was super jealous of the people who did have beepers because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to get like beep beep. Oh, I got a beeper.
If I only
school.
knew back then, if you only knew before social media, before all of this stuff, like I just smashed a beeper. I'd be like, this is the first beeper in the world. Smash. It's the beginning of something we don't want.
Right? Forget this. Okay, new world. My goodness.
Did Chelsey just leave me all by myself?
Well, I'm coming back on.
I'm like, did you just leave me? I'm like, should I start singing or something? Like, she liked cats.
Hey, that was a really good show, by the way.
I haven't seen it. Did you go to live version
of
the movie?
Oh, no, we went to the live broad show, whatever it's called.
Broadway.
Thank you. And it was so good. So good. Oh my goodness. Okay. So before I get kicked off again, this is my own show. No. You'll just take over.
Right. I will just start singing and dancing.
Memories. Okay. What steps do you do if you are done writing the book?
Well, when you're finished writing the book, you need to decide how you want to publish. Do you want to self-publish? Do you want to publish through a traditional publishing house, or do you want to publish through a smaller publishing house that so there's the big five, like the big guys, the big publishing houses. Now those guys, if you plan on sending your manuscript to them, plan on getting 100 no's before you get one yes, one maybe, one email back. That's just kind of like they don't always take unsolicited work. And I think you generally have to have an agent to go through them. So as a creative human, I ain't got time for that. And first of all, I don't want 100 no's.
No.
That's going to do nothing for my mental health. So I self-publish because first of all, then I'm in charge of everything. I'm in charge of laying out the book. So once you've decided how you want to publish, then that's kind of the route you're going to go. You're either going to send out 100 manuscripts, or you're going to go with a smaller publisher who's going to help you. I actually work with Yaris Publishing out west, and they're a great publishing house, and they will answer any questions and comments you have about publishing, like a self-publishing through a publisher. And then there's like KDP or Amazon Publishing. And that's how I've chosen to do my books. I really like it because I can do the cover, the layout, all of that stuff. And then within 24 hours, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Once everything's done. So once the writing is done and it's edited and the illustrations are done and it's laid out, then it's like within 24 hours, once I put it up there, I can It's for sale. It's ready. It's out there in the world. And I think that works well for me because once it's finished, I need it to be free in the world. It just needs to go. If you've ever read my blog, it's like I create something and it just needs to go out there. I create it and out it goes. I can't sit on it because it does me no good to sit on forever. So if you've finished writing your book and you have it edited, you will then need to decide which way you're going to choose to publish. And then kind of follow the guided steps to those. But
I did KDP as well. Yeah. Amazon. It was fairly easy to follow the guidelines. Mind you, I was not the one formatting or anything. You were. Thank God. Because I don't do tech talk, okay? That's not this show. This show is Tea Talk, not TED Talk or something. Tech talk.
I don't do tech talk either. And I read stuff too quickly that I'll make it. But see, I made a lot of mistakes with my own, and I made a lot of mistakes with Christina's. And therefore I learned. And now I still make mistakes, but it's a lot easier to fix them now because I'm like, oh yeah, I already did that. I remember. Let's go back and see what I did. Now I have like notes. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Remember, do these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. This has been so insightful though. Like even for myself, like to continue writing my other books, this is like refreshing and encouraging. For sure. Yeah.
You need to write that. You need to write it.
Yeah. 15 minutes. I'm going to do that.
15 minutes a day.
Okay, guys. Melissa, can you give us like 3, well, you kind of did, write your 10 first words, consistency, 15 minutes a night, reread it. I took notes.
Good, because I can't remember what I said. That's not true. Those are core values. Those are core things that I do. The consistency is really, really important to me.
I love that. And it shows too, because you're not only consistent with that. I mean, I know you for a long time and you're looking amazing and you've been consistent with your health as well.
Yeah.
So it shows in every area of your life when you are consistent with the things of your life.
Baby steps, baby.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. Oh, I love it. Short and sweet. I love it. Look, Dawn, this is so good. Good. Can you say like maybe one thing to those who are like on the edge of a book, not quite sure yet what to do?
Start. Just sit down, open your Word document, stare at the blinking cursor for as long as it takes, and then write one word. And then save it. Save the document, and it's begun. And then tomorrow, open that document, 15 minutes. If you don't write a thing, or if you write 40 pages, save it. It started. You can go back and change anything. Nothing is permanent until nothing's permanent. When you're gone from this earth, that's pretty permanent. But until then, really nothing is permanent. Nothing's set in stone. If you write a book and you publish it and there's a mistake in it, guess what? There's going to be a reprint. You take it down, put it back up, fix it, change it, revise. And nothing has to be perfect.
Yeah.
And if you're just starting something, it's okay to suck at something when you start. You've got to start somewhere. So it's really okay to not really know what you're doing, to just write the words and to learn as you go. It's okay to be a beginner. We're in this culture, in this mentality that you have to start as a professional. I'm like, wait a second. How does one do that? So it's okay to not feel like you're very accomplished at it, to not feel very good at it. It's okay. And it's okay to start, and it's okay to be a writer. It's okay to be an illustrator. It's okay to be an artist. Nobody can tell you that you are not. And don't ever let anyone, if you have a story inside of you and you've started it, you've put your first word in that document and you've saved that document, My Story 2022, or the title of your book 2022, or no title 2022. It started, and you're a writer, and writers need to write.
Yeah.
So I just encourage you, really, and consistency. Yeah. But just open the document, write one word, even if that word is, I do not want to write today, period. And save it. My book 2022. Save it. You've started.
Yeah. I love that.
You've just got to start.
That is so important. Just start something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put you in the back room. So stick around. We do want to say goodbye to Melissa for tonight. Wow. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys received as much information as I did, because I am going to start writing my third book. Get on it, Chelsey. That's what I need to tell myself. Look in the mirror, tell yourself, get on it. Let's do this thing. Start writing a word. Self-talk. Self-talk, folks. Positive self-talk. That's what it's about. Self-talk. And I love what she said. She said, sometimes you have to say no to certain things so that you can say yes to the better things. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How many times have you said yes to this and yes to that and yes to this, and they didn't matter? And then you're looking at the one thing you really do want to say yes to, but now you got no time for it because you've said yes to all the things you were not actually supposed to do. I just sit on that for a second. Just simmer that a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. This has been so good. Share this for those of you who are rewatching, re-listening. This has been insightful, and I hope that you have received everything you needed for tonight. You can always go to, let me just see this. Let me show you. lostbumblebee.com. Okay, is her website, and you can check that out. I'm going to put that back up there. lostbumblebee.com. Check it out. It's an amazing website. I've seen it. It's got all of her characters, got all the books and all the things that she does. So check it out. If you are looking for an illustrator, hey, who knows? Maybe you're a good match. But honestly, this is your first step, is just start. Just open up that screen, get that pen and paper, and write one word. Take that 15 minutes and just go for it. This has been Tea Talks with Chelsey. I hope that you have enjoyed tonight. We will see you next Monday night with another guest of mine, Sarah McFall. We had her mom last week. Now we're going to have the daughter next week. So it's going to be a good Monday night, just like tonight. Every Monday night. I love it. It's so good. Also, you want to check out the podcast. We have 10 episodes up as of today. So that's exciting. So you can check us up on Spotify, Apple, and Anchor. So much fun doing this. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I hope so. I really hope so. But tonight, we're going to say goodbye and good night. Bye, everybody.